Alright, Aquarius. I wasn't even going to do your guys' reading because I did your love reading, but I kept getting called to it and I kept blowing it off, whatever. Um, so, anyways, so I just automatically, you guys are about to like explode with either happiness or with frustration, and I feel like it's a mix just between both. Like, I really do. Um, so first of all, just okay, first of all, this is for the month of March 2018. So yeah, so with March 2018, there's going to be so many happy times for you that it's almost like it's so much blessing. And I think it's just like you yourself and like your surroundings a little bit, because I feel like everybody else feels like they're so blessed, and I feel like that makes a really big impact on your own personality, like the way that you perceive things. But um there's still a little bit of aggravation. There's still a little bit of, I want to almost say like disappointment, but not in the harsh way that like we often use the word disappointment, right? I keep constantly hearing for you guys, you're waiting for the universe to change a situation, right? So you're like constantly asking like the world, the universe, God, whoever you talk up to the sky to, like, what is the situation going to change? Like, I'm ready for it to change. Like, I've done all the work I need to do. Well, that's wrong. Honestly, there's not, like, it's not saying that you haven't done the work. Maybe a person or something you're dealing with hasn't done the work. And honestly, this is almost like a kind of like a recap on the love spread, okay? Because to me, right away, I'm just gonna get this situation out in the open. To me, there's something here that you still don't have answers to, right? And you keep bringing it in your life, or you keep replaying those events, or you keep being a part of that situation. That's what it is. You keep being a part of that situation, even though nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. And you're waiting for it to change. You keep asking, when is this going to change? When is this going to get different for me? Well, the thing that you're after right now, I'm sorry, but it's going to be a challenge for you, because in March, you're going to kind of get like a little bit of like a reality of to this thing isn't meant to be in your life the way you want it to be. Okay? So it's like if you're trying to keep going for like the same job or like the same like the same career choice, you're not gonna get that like career choice. Yes, you have so many blessings around you in March to where you can find an awesome job, but it's not gonna be the job you think it is. Or you have the opportunity to fall in love with somebody, to be, starting to connect or be connected or be in love with somebody, but it's not going to be the person who you think it's going to be. It's going to be something different, and you keep waiting because you keep asking the universe to change this for you, and it's going to do it not the way you expected it to, because honestly the time just isn't right. And sometimes it's a hard dose to take. Sorry, I'm sorry, Aquarius. There's going to be blessings for you, but yet you're going to be so happy, but yet in your mind and what you're not telling to people is going to be disappointing. Now, in the past, this is another thing too, where I keep getting all this from, because in the past, this is to me the energy you have to leave behind, and you guys aren't leaving behind because you keep going for it. Something keeps inspiring you, or you keep getting turned on to the idea, or you keep getting turned on by this person, and you can't. It's so strong of a mental thing, but yet you in the past were taking action on it, or this person in the past was responding to you, or a situation, blah 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 blah, whatever your circumstances are, it's like whatever you were trying to go after kept like coming back to you, but it wasn't like turning out the way you wanted it to, and you have to leave that in the past. Okay? Because now it's saying in March, you're gonna just let it dangle. You're gonna let it do whatever it wants to do. You know, you're gonna stop trying. You're gonna want to live in the sunny times, which is great, which everyone should do, and I still can, encourage you to do that. You should be inspired by life during this time. But it's like there's some certain situation that you kept trying for, and it was responding to you, but like I said, the results you were getting weren't the results you wanted, and it's just going to keep happening, and then finally you're going to have enough of it, and you're just going to let go and dangle there, and you're going to let the universe do its thing. Well, the universe wants to tell you that it's not the right time for that. There's other people you have to meet during this time. There's other things you have to do during this time, and it's going to be an eye-opener, and you're not going to want to listen to it, okay? And where this is all getting based from is, I feel like, more of an emotional connection, okay? So a lot of you, yes, this could be a romantic thing, but this could be also something that once upon a time you were blessed and were introduced to this person or this thing, right? You were introduced to this situation and you loved it. Oh my God. It got you all kinds of ups and downs, and made you experience life, and you keep wanting it. You will keep wanting to be involved with it, like you're inspired by it, right? And yet, like right now in March, you're like, well, why did all this happen? Why was this even presented to me if I can't go through with it? Not gonna lie, that feeling sucks. It really does. I've been through that feeling, and it's not, especially if this has to do with romance. I'm so sorry for you guys that it has to do with romance, because sometimes you ask yourself, like, how do I, forget that? But anyways, so with your intuition is telling you what your mind is telling you, right? The things that you think about, but yet the things you can't hear. Your advice with this whole situation is don't obviously think too much about it, which is hard because we're air signs and we tend to do that, and we overthink and we think about all the possibilities and the ups and the downs and what's good and what's wrong. And like once we do feel like a mental connection with something or somebody, we tend to get restless over it. And we do. Okay? And that's alright. But it does say during March, you're going to really start becoming restless over the situation. Like losing sleep. Thinking about this. Thinking about that. Thinking about this person. And what can you do? It's almost like you... And it sucks, because if it's like a person, it's like you almost like want to reach out to them, and either they're responsive really quick, but I feel like it's like they're responding, if they're responding too fast, and not the way that you... It's like the way they're responding isn't the way you envisioned this connection to be, which I know sounds strange. Or the way you get offered a job or a position, it wasn't the one you wanted. Like, you wanted to work in the warehouse. Well, guess what? They're offering you a position to a cashier, but you love the place. You love it. You love whatever's coming to you, and you want to talk about it, but you don't only want to talk about it, you want to get deeper about it. And, I mean, it's cool, though, because you are going to have, like, success in a weird way. Like I said, like you're probably going to have a moment in this situation, like you will get that job, you know what I'm saying, like you probably will get that job, and then eventually you'll work your way to the position that you want. You just have to struggle through the position that you didn't want for a few months, and then you might get, but that's later on. So it's like, for example, you get hired into a place, it's a place that you've been dying to work at, but like you're not getting offered as much pay as you thought you would, or you're talking to a person and you want to make it something a little bit more, and it starts going your way, you're going on dates, but it just kind of like, instantly retreats back to the way it was, right? But that's okay. You're a human being. Like, be a human being. You guys tend to float in outer space, and that's awesome, you know? But I'm just telling you, if you get too caught up in whatever this is, you're going to feel like your spaceship, like, completely got out of orbit, and no one's tracking you. Like, you feel like you're spinning, and spinning, and spinning, and spinning, like, across the universe. Have you guys ever heard that song? I think it is called Across the Universe. I think it's by the Beatles. I don't know. There was like an I Am Sam movie, really sad, and but anyways, Blackbird. It was called Blackbird by the Beatles. Look it up. Anyways, so let's go on. I did pull a card for like a crush, kind of like a love sense. This person is seeming a little bit more vulnerable during the time. Like they're giving you, I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, like they're giving you a little bit more than they promise. So don't take promises to heart during this time. Like they're just being like the lotion to your skin. I know it sounds so fucking weird and I don't know what that means. Maybe you guys are giving like some sexy back massages or something, but it's like they're making these promises. They're taking you out on these dates, or they're being so into you during this time. And it's like for some of you guys, like they're being really into you and like you appreciate it. You honestly, from the bottom of your heart, you appreciate it. But something in your mind tells you that long term maybe this won't work out. Or I'm going to keep being kind to this person because I do love them and I do respect them, but something here is a little bit squirrely. That's for some of you guys. Now, for some of you guys who are in a happy relationship, it's going to be so even with you guys. It's going to be great. But are in a happy relationship. I feel like some Aquariuses who are in a relationship, there's something that still has to be expressed. Like, either you or your partner is just not saying all your wants, but it's almost like either it's not you, but it's your partner who is either like just giving so much of their time and of themselves, and they're just so much into you that it's almost like too much, and like you feel like that's not them, like their authentic self, like they're just saying things, or there's like a person who you're dating or who you're involved with who is just so into you, but you maybe, you're just not 100% into them like how they're into you. It's like you adore them, you love them, but there's just something where they're just pushing all themselves because they want you to just stay. And it's like you want to stay, but there's so many things on your mind. Like I said, there's so many blessings, so there might have to be some things that you talk about that are an upset with this person, or there's some things that this person has to talk about that's an upset with you. But if you're completely happy and you have no worries, and just completely push over what I just said, because this give and pull feeling could be totally with something else in your life. But and this is still a beautiful card. I mean, if you guys are in a happy relationship, or this is an equal give and take, or if you're friends and you're trying to be something more than friends, this is still the good, even, give and take, right? You guys are wanting the same things, you guys are giving to each other the same things, and it's going to potentially grow, but if you choose for it to grow. So, Aquarius, in your environment, right? Your day-to-day life, your day-to-day routine, this can be work, this is just your life. Things are going the way you planned it to, right? Like in your day-to-day routine, you have to express that. But things are going the way, like these are where like those happy thoughts are coming from. Like you guys like, find yourself like drinking a beer and like getting buzzed and not getting too fucked up. Like I know it sounds stupid, but and then like you guys are going out and seeing friends, and they're good friends and they support you and they say funny things, and they're awesome, and your work is going well, and you're getting all this money, you're getting everything you hope for, except for just this one area in your life, like I said, that was just going odd. So, by the end of all of this, right, it does ultimately make you choose paths. So it's asking you, do you want to be on the path that you're still going? And I know your answer is going to be like, well, no, I kind of want some change. Because instantly, even at the beginning of your reading, that's so much of what I felt is like, I just want this change. I want things to turn around. I want things to be spoken about, blah, 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 blah. But, like, it's like you, Aquarius, are like walking in the desert right now. And you got a little bit of water. And then something or someone pops out and, like, they're, like, dressed as a shrub. And you're like, where'd you get all that green, And they're like, follow me, Aquarius, let's just go. I know this waterfall, like, you'll be so quenched. Like, oh my God, you'll never be thirsty again. Let's, like, go under the shade. Let's get under, let's get under something. And you're gonna, take that opportunity, or you might not. Because that's the opportunity that's coming with you. So it's like, do you want to keep pushing through? And I'm not going to say struggling, but do you want to keep pushing through the situation and just having, something going on, because I feel like sometimes when things get too much, like your back hurts, honestly, and you're gonna be experiencing back pains when something in your life isn't going the way you want it to. You're gonna be experiencing like pains in your spine, and then this opportunity is gonna come up and really try to change that. But that's up to you if you want to change it. Okay, so that's what this whole reading is kind of getting based around. So I hope that made sense. Aquarius, sense. I hope that made sense. And I will speak to you guys again middle of month, end of month. So I'll see you soon.